Hey folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. So I don't know exactly what order these videos are going to be going up in, but I did recently unlock Pictomancer because I am unlocking a new set of jobs because my original jobs were chosen back during Shadowbringers based on what I played then, and those jobs have changed a bit. So... the perspective meter seems rather fond of you. Let's see, shall we? Odd garb, striking presence. Would it be right in assuming that you are the outsider who helped save Ishgard? I thought as much. My perspective meter seldom lies, and let me just say you have made the right choice in visiting our humble workshop. Welcome to the Sky Steel Manufactory, where miracles are born from ether, metal, and imagination. From cannons to ballistas, we develop and manufacture a range of weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. But we are also accepting students who wish to take up firearm and learn the techniques of the Machinist. What say you? Are you interested in joining us and exploring the Machinist discipline? Yes. You are? Well, of course you are. Otherwise, my perspective meter would not have registered your obvious interest. In my excitement, I've neglected to introduce myself. The name Stefan Ivian de Helenot, and you are... Savior? I was like, what do you mean level 50? Right, yeah, level 50, yeah. Savior of Skysteel. Arya, is it? Well, Arya, allow me to welcome you once more to the Skysteel Manufactory. As I mentioned before, it is our charge to develop and manufacture weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. But pray forget about those tired old inventions. Future lies in machinistry, a technology that weds the genius of Master Garland's magitech with traditional aetherology. Every single one of my latest creations employs the principles of this unique discipline. And in the steady hands of trained machinists, my new inventions are going to alter the very face of warfare. Though I would dearly love to expand upon my revolutionary theories, we should begin by familiarizing you with the tools of the trade, so to speak. Have you time now for a brief lesson? Let's speak with him again. Why is it so dark in here? Splendid! Now the first thing you must learn is the proper technique for handling a fire. Where in the hell is our master of marksmanship? I swear the man is never about when I need him most. How dreadfully embarrassing. Here I've mercilessly piqued your interest, and now I must ask you to call again at a later convenience. Mayhap the next time you visit, our instructor will deign to put in an appearance, and then we can outfit you with the equipment necessary to learn basic marksmanship. And I might explain to you the particulars of the machinist profession. I'm afraid he's gone for good this time, me lordship. Left a letter of resignation on your workbench and all. Confound the man! Cannot afford to lose such a pivotal employee at this crucial juncture in our growth. Joy, prepare mine accoutrements. I shall drag that scoundrel back by the lapels if need be. But, me lordship, we ain't even sure of where to start looking. Make a salient point, my dear. My perspective meter points to the lands of Lunasia. Ah, yes, I should have realized that he would return to his homeland. Lunasia, me lordship. Are you sure you want to go there? I hear it's a nasty place where folk will clout you across the face as soon as look at you. Well, I must admit to little familiarity with its environs. Hark, Joy, the perspective meter chirps again. Of course, our aspiring machinist. We shall the worldly Arya here act as our guide. We're an explorer who has braved the harshest corners of Eorzea. The wilds of Lunasia must be akin to a garden path. Is that not so? I wouldn't go that far. Now, no false modesty. Whatever knowledge you have of the place must far exceed ours, no matter your protestations. You will consent to guide us, will you not? Then 'tis settled. Joy here, in addition to her loyal service to House Helenot, is the finest shot in the manufactory. As a novice machinist, I suggest you mark her technique well during our little jaunt to Lunasia. Speaking of which, we must needs decide upon a somewhat less vague destination. I seem to recall our absent instructor mentioning companions from a camp overlook. Let us be that first port of call. Where is it again? There it is. It's right over there. So this is Camp Overlook. Indeed, its inhabitants do seem the type to flout a man in the face in place of a "how do you do." Shall we make this make some inquiries after our prematurely retired instructor? Let's rendezvous at this spot once we've gathered what intelligence we may. So the intelligence we may gather. The Alpha is right over here. Bud. Yay! Can I sit here? I think I can. I can. Yay! It's Alpha. We're just gonna enjoy a little time with our buddy, even though it's about to be nighttime. There's filters for this. Okay. Anyway, I do actually want to get scooching. Right, I can't do that while I'm on mount or on sitting. There's a grinning private. Overlook Let Ishgard. Aye, there was a stranger come about asking about one of our lads. Told him the star I saw he was looking for was in the cabin by the lift, resting up from an axe wound. Scrutinizing private. You mean the big rogue-headed bastard? You'll find him pacing the boards in front of the infirmary. Some of the lads seem to know the bloke, but no bugger seems eager to say out. And one more. I've seen him all right. Got himself a cool reception too. You can't come apologizing for a deed a decade old and just expect to be forgiven. Wait, we're going over the Alpha? Oh no, it's just the same spot. He's gone anyway. Aww. I think the time became too late. Or I went out of range of him. One of the two. How fared your interrogations? 'Twould seem our man came here, but to visit an old acquaintance. In the vicinity of the winch, you say? Let's investigate the infirmary, then. At least I can slightly see out here. Were the conditions of your employment not satisfactory? Return with us to the manufacturer and we can discuss more favorable terms. I understand the Ishgardians presently accord machinists rather less than the respect they deserve. As does the game. But I promise you our work shall shine through in due time. Hopefully. People will clamor to learn our profession. I can only hope. You cannot abandon us now, Ronstall. Think of the future. Leave me be. One more step and I'll blow your yapping jaw off. Joy, if you please. What? You shot-eating bastard! Next time I'll aim for the shaft twixt your thighs! Okay, disclaimer, it's been approximately 10 years, 9-10 years since I've done the Machinist quest. And I probably skipped the cutscenes. So... Are you not proud? 'Twas you who taught Joy everything she knows about shooting. And spitting colorful profanity besides. Aye, the lass has learned me lessons well. Well enough to be your new master of marksmanship, by the wager. Do you think so? Oh, but no, Joy is far too busy with her duties at the manor house. And besides, we have this budding machinist who is simply dying to learn from the great Rosthal. Rosthal. Dying to learn how to say the name. Buffalo shiny scrag who's known me would rather I did the dying. Oh, just look at you, the epitome of a roguish swashbuckler. Why ever did you cease brandishing your weapon in that fashion? Cause only pirates scum hold a firearm like this, and I ain't gonna teach the machinist way to no upless sausage-fingered adventurer what you dragged in off the street. Then you are saying that if our sausage-fingered adventurer shows a glimmer of hope, that you will consent to instructing her. Did you hear that, Arya? This is your chance to display your aptitude for marksmanship. Here, I took the liberty of packing some extra tools of the trade. Convince our reluctant instructor that you are serious in your intentions. Not from around these parts, are you? Fine, Stephanivian. I'll give your love one bloody chance, one lesson to see what she's made of. The fate of the Sky Shield Manufactory, nay, the very future of machinistry, is in your sausage-fingered hands. Who keeps saying that? Take up your weapon and aim for the stars. Oh, is there still a... Machinist unlocked. Well. Oh gosh, I have... Wait. What gear did they even give me? Hold up. Weapon, body, and pants. Thanks, game. Truly appreciate the gear. Truly. Well, at least I can do is equipping a Zama's ring, I guess, but... Or earring. But... I'm gonna do some minor leveling so we can just plow through these quests. Also some gear obtaining, perhaps. And yeah, I'll be back for the next quest in a moment. For you guys, a while for me. Blah. Alright, I have made it to level 50. I may have forgotten I hadn't done these quests until the MSQ roulette. It was like, wait, I own my abilities. So, let's get those abilities, shall we? Master of Marksmanship. For a first-timer, you look good and comfortable with that carbine. Maybe because I'm an old... Pity that comfort only lasts right up until you shoot the bleeding thing. Right, here's a few pointers before we start, so as you don't put a round through your damn foot. Aim the barrel at your target, squeeze the trigger, not too bloody hard, mind, and boom goes the firearm. It's your shots what'll decide the kind of damage you can do with any particular weapon. Next, let's talk about that contraption at your waist. Now, I don't rightly understand it, but the boss tells me it draws on the ether in your body and turns it into the spark what'll feed some new device it is working on. Oh, and pray do not forget to carry your soul, the machinist. I base the design on the more traditional soul crystals, and it will act as a focal point for the energy conversions performed by the ethereal transformer. Oh, that would be the contraption Rostal mentioned. Oh, there was a change. You have learned all the machine's actions and traits to level 30. Alright, there's all you're getting for now. Follow me and we'll see how you fare in the field. Or you can throw your carbine in the bushes and flee like a musket whipped cur. Them's your choices. Oh, you jerks. It's a solo duty. I should have known it would be one, though. Willing to take me to the test, then? The rules are simple. Make your way towards Ermit Oval and shoot what you're told to shoot. I shall await you at the end of your trial, Arya. I have every confidence that you shall impress our instructor with your enthusiasm and potential. Right, we're gonna have a good old-fashioned hunt. Joy will be giving you instructions while I eyeball your marksmanship. Alright. Going to be your first target, but I'm getting a feeling for range and rhythm. Trying to avoid them curls, don't want to waste your ammunitions. So I feel like that's like a remnant to when Machinist actually had to reload. So once upon a time, we had like a number of shots we could do. And by once upon a time, I mean Heavensward. And a limited number of shots we could perform before there was like a reload. And we actually had cast times. So you'll notice this is probably a lot easier than when I did this back in, you know, Heavensward last. Next up, we're hunting for bombs. Or we're hunting for bombs. I can read who's talking easily. Not back this way. Where the L's are the bombs? Yes, defeat training incendiaries. Where are they? Oh, up there. Okay. I actually have to get to the dang things. I'm just gonna run and shoot because you could not run and shoot back, you know, in Heavensward when this quest was made. Machinist has... It's had a history in this game. It's undergone so many changes. Are there any more bombs back here? What the else? Where's the... Oh, literally one right there. Oh, I pissed off a sprite. This is fine, right? Oh. Not bad, Blast. Not bad at all. Let's set you against some proper nasties. Though, eh? Hostile. Ain't she done enough for a beginner? Not by a long shot. I want to see skins from a pair of Maiases and a pair of tigers. You want her to fail. I ain't letting you cheat, Lordship. You're gonna bend the rules, and so will I. Do what you gotta do, lass. I'll be waiting for the skins at the oval. Team scum, come on, Arya. Alright. Let's avoid the corals. I'm sure I could take him out in like 4 shots. Docile? Don't look docile to me. Defeat 2 of these into docile tigers. We're going. We can just shoot and run. I know how to play Machinist, I promise. Do I know how to play level 30 Machinist? Yeah, it's just less buttons from level 100 Machinist, right? That's all it is. Ringtail. Where the hells? Are they not down here? Excuse me. Why you aggro me? Do you de-aggro, or is this gonna be a... Nope, you de-aggro. Okay, cool. the hell are these tigers? Yeah, well, I was about to peloton, but not so lucky, I guess. Now I peloton. Oh my gosh. I don't remember this quest being so terrible. Again, it's been 10 years, so... I'm just killing everything at this point. Trying to find these supposed tigers. They are not over here, for the record. Oh my gosh. I can't even mount because this is technically an instance. Wow. They do not give Machinist any love in this game, do they? Quest was terrible. What is this, even? Nope. What? Actually? Where actually are these things? What in the world? There's the golems. Can't be down here, because there's like no room down here, right? Unless they are back there. And they could be. They very well could be back here. Sprint? Sprint? Thank you. I'd like to get somewhere this century. What in the world? I'm just trying to find me some tigers. You're in the way. See? Reassemble is weird. You don't want to use it. You want to use it with whatever your highest damaging thing is. Later on, that's your tools. Until like level 58, it's gonna be clean shot though. What the heck? I feel like I'm trying to find a needle in the haystack right now. This is actually really dumb. Here's the edge of the area. Not here. Is Joy even following me still? Yeah, she's right there. Okay. This is actually insane. So, they apparently hid them back here, back off the beaten path, where you cannot see them. So as I was saying, I was like, oh, I should probably just cut out this nonsense, is, Reassemble's weird. So you do want to use it with whatever is your highest damaging thing. Like, once you start getting your tools, it's gonna be those, like the big tools. Hot Shot isn't really a tool, it's just a regular shot. It'll be used for your turret later. So like right now until about 58, you're gonna be doing it with, Plain Shot. Since that's your highest damaging thing, but once you start getting like drill, chainsaw, air anchor, and all that, that's what you'll want to use your reassemble with. So basically, you kind of want to try and keep the timers all aligned. Oh, are we done? I guess we're done, finally. Right, onto the Hermit's Hovel. It's Machinist is a matter of keeping your tool timers aligned. Also, that you still don't do as much damage as other DPS. Hey! I still love Machinist. It's my baby. You bring them skins then? Even with the young Joy's help, you did well, lassie. It's also undergone, like, 2 reworks. It got reworked in Stormblood when they took away the cast times, and then Machinist was really bad. Got reworked in Shadowbringers, and now they've just been throwing more potency at the problem. And still not solving it. I still love machines though. Huzzah! You will return to the manufactory with us then. I said she did well, not that we was done. You still got one last target to take down. Me. Hurry's got talent, but even she can't win against Ronsnall. Man truly is being bothersome, Arya. Would be so kind as to give the instructor a good drubbing. Of course, the biggest thing with the Stormblood rework of Machinist is it's what got rid of the cast times, which is why it got really bad, because Machinist was built on the cast times. But I take it because I love my freedom to move. And then yeah, they read it again so it was less bad. Shadowbringers? Thrilling performance, you saved the manufactory. Oh, so if I'm really bad, I'll turn you off the chat cover. I'm sorry. I don't have a book for the Heavensward one. I only really have it for, like, Realm Reborn and Dawn Trail. Well, there you are, Instructor. Arya has proven her potential beyond the shadow of a doubt. You are a man of your word, are you not? I'll come back to your bloody workshop, but do you know why I left in the first place? To once more breathe the salty air of your beloved homeland. I ain't got no love for Lanasi. In fact, I'd be happy if I never saw the place again. And why would you inconvenience us by fleeing to a locale you so clearly despise? For a sack of gelt the size of my bloody head. I don't know who he was working for, but some bloke came round offering me good money to ship banker. So I did. Someone that paid you to abandon the manufactory? Who would do such a thing? Like I said, I ain't never seen the sub before, but if I show me face at the workshop, his boss is gonna want the gelt back, I reckon. Pity I already spent it all on grog. Oh, no, you'll not wiggle through my grass that easily. She'll pay this debt, and in return, you will instruct every would-be machinist who walks through our door. Well, you've got one bugger worth teaching at least. I guess it's back to the friggin' arms of Lady Ishgard from me. Was that wise, me lordship? The Halonart coffers ain't exactly fit to burst in. Oh, yes, you're quite right. We are rather short on coin, but I'm certain a thorough inspection of the ledgers will turn up a spare gill or two. Can't put a price on good people, eh, me lordship? That you cannot, my dear. Rosnall may be a touch standoffish at times, but none can dispute his eye for marksmanship. Such talk aside, I sense business we had in these parts was not concluded to his satisfaction. Whether the man will confide in me his troubles, I suppose I shall have to content myself with the thought of his return. But you, Arya, you have exceeded my every expectation. Pray join me back at the manufactory that I might thank you in a manner that befits your accomplishments. Hi? Oh, dear Lord! So this is Cornu, the A-rank of Elder Lanassia. Okay, a jump scare later. Just freaking A-rank right in my face. You never expect to see the ARR ones. And given I'm only 51, it would have murdered me. I mean, I would probably last a couple hits. It would have murdered me. The savior of the Skysteel Manufactory. I'd hope to furnish you with a suitable reward, but a glance at the ledgers counsels me to wearisome prudence. Thus, instead of presenting you with a firearm of the finest materials and latest design, I humbly ask that you make do with the David model I gave you at Camp Overlook. And I must also pass on a message to you from Ronsthal. He asked that you take the skills he taught you thus far and master them in the furnace of battle, or, well, something to that effect. I assume he needs to offer you further instruction once you display a sufficient level of competence. Such a day can hardly be distant for one of your talents, eh, Arya? Hypercharge learned. Next Machinist quest will be available at level 35. So we have unlocked the heat gauge, which means I need to fix my HUD. Let's put it right about there. So, heat gauge. You build it up with your shots. Your like 1, 2, 3 are your main are the ones that you use for it. Also, your AoE will also give you some. And you use it to activate Hypercharge, which lets you do like a little burst. You want to use this burst with Wildfire. It gets easier to use at level 66. Yeah, Machinist is clunky at lower levels. Anyways, that's a quick rundown. Always the last place. Good luck. Oh, I didn't even know how Heat Blast. I guess it makes sense. Okay, always the last place you look. Greetings, Arya. Have you become practiced in defeating your foes from a distance? With the range of our weapons, even Skyborn dragons will learn to respect the threat posed by a trained machinist. Despite the proven efficacy of our cannons and ballistas, however, many knights of Ishgard continue to eschew firearms in favor of the spear and the sword. Ah, the creaking chains of tradition. Hark! The very creaking I spoke of draws near. Ugh, the stifling heat and sulphurous stench. I can scarcely breathe. And worse, I can scarcely bear the sight of mine own son garbed in such filthy garments. Why must he persist on this infatuation with smithing of all things? 'Tis called machinistry, father, and you need not come at all if the errors in the workshop offends you. Would that I could shed this onerous duty, but as manufactory chief, I must needs supervise its operation. Supervise, you rarely visit but once a moon, and relegate every management task to Frommelot. And what of it? Smithing is a commoner's profession. Even an overseer is the role of a noble. As one of the 4 founders of Ishgard, House Helenart enjoys a privileged position, but misfortune has waged a constant war of attrition on our forces, and our claim to that position grows weak. Thus must we attend to our duties with uncommon zeal, even duties as common as this one. But we shall not suffer this mean predicament forever. No, my son, you will reclaim the honor of our family with spear in hand. You must needs become a knight of skill, non-pareil, and bear our flag onto the field of battle. Father, the face of war changes with each passing day. Soon will come a time when machinists shall form the bulk of our armies. When SE gives us love. Should you cling to these stagnant ideas of yours, you will be swept over by the wave that carries us forward. Tire of your flights of fancy, Stephanivian. Without successes to back them, your arguments ring as empty as my treasure room. The Holy See has announced a tourney. You will serve your house by returning to the practice field and thence claiming victory in the melee. I regret that you were subject to our squabbles, but Father's attitude is sadly representative of the greater part of Ishgard's populace. Their heads may as well be made from the stone of the city walls. I have, however, designated a weapon of such a brilliance that the light of its potential will penetrate even the densest mind. Mostal and Joy will accompany you to Raincatcher Gully to gather materials for the prototype. Why don't you join us? Practicing your marksmanship in Ishgard will only invite suspicion and ridicule, and this is the perfect opportunity to receive further tutelage from Ronstal. That you might also train under the warm rays of Lunasi's sun is simply a fortuitous boon. Hi, Ronstal. Got yourself dragged out of here as well, did you? Boss said he needed some Magitech part, and I just had to open me big gob about this Guardian wreck in the gully. Been rusting here for nigh on 5 years now, though, so any useful bits and bobs was likely stripped out long ago. But seeing as we've tracked all this bloody way, we might as well see how far you've come in your shooting. Go say hello to the other 2 and keep them safe while they concentrate on their scrounging. Hi. Ah, you came. Splendid. Though I'm afraid the rewards have yet to meet the risk of this monster-infested crash site. And speaking of monsters... Wow. Yeah, speaking. Oh. Nicely done, Arya. Now I must return to the search. Oh, I should probably care about this big Gobu here. Yeah, it's fine. Practicing your marksmanship, Arya. Well, maybe I'll have half a moment's peace to look for this part while you watch me back. Ugh, not again. Take care of that, would you, Arya? Oh, yeah, I actually did piss off the Gobu. Fine. It's fine. We're way over level. Oh, this would be a lot more difficult. You've been working at those shots, haven't you, lass? I'd say you're good and ready to pellet the ills. That's a big one. You're up, Arya. Oh, speaking of a Gobu. Nice form last tightly grouped shots. Now, was it just me I was playing tricks, or did someone other than Guts drop out of that thing's belly? Looks like a bit of machinery. Boss would have a better idea than me. Round and around we go. Confounded, all this way not to show for it, aside from your obvious improvements in marksmanship, of course. What's that you have there? And this spilled out along with the creature's innards, you say? Extraordinary. By the Fury, do you know what this is? You found the very component I was searching for. That's wonderful of me, Lordship. Our fortunes took a turn for the better the moment you walked through the workshop doors, Arya. Find the rare magic part in Beast's belly ain't fortune. That's bloody sorcery. Or so I think if I didn't see you shoot the damn thing with me own two eyes. Nice work there, by the way, Arya. I already hear the whirring of my invention come to life. Come, we must return to the manufactory at once. It truly was a stroke of luck, Arya. With that wretchedly rare gyroscope in hand, will only be a matter of time until I have a working prototype. So twiddling your thumbs until its completion, however, you shall have your hands full of mastering a new skill. Ronsel bade me pass on to you the particulars of Heat Blast. Train hard, my friend. Heat Blast, also known as now we have something to actually versed with when we use Hypercharge, which you taught us 5 levels ago. Should they probably come together? Yes. They really probably should. But that would require SE caring about Machinist. Anyway. You're gonna hear me complain about SE's hatred for Machinist a lot, because it's like, come on guys, just toss us bone. You toss us a wrench. Toss us a bone. Rook before you reap. Arya, splendid. You arrived at the very moment I completed my newest Machinist marvel. Well, within the very hour, at least. It is unfortunate many-ish guardians cannot appreciate the practicality of my work, such as people such as my father, for instance. Is there not that can be done for this dreadful odor? Stephanivian, my son, the days of shunning your nightly training have come to an end. Never should I have allowed you to set foot inside this workshop had I but known that the curiosity you displayed as a boy would develop into this all-consuming distraction. That's all I came to say, Father. I'm well aware of your distaste for... Nah, Stephanivian, there is more. House Zamel has sounded the call to arms, and House Halinar is bound to answer. As you well know, however, our companies are light on lances. If we are to avoid dishonoring our name, every able soldier, my own son included, must take up spear and sword and march to battle. I have not the disposition for charging an enemy ranks, Father. I did not raise a coward. Consider your next words carefully, boy. As manufactory chief, I hold the authority to expel anyone from this workshop. On parchment, maybe, but there's only the chief we answer to. I understand that our ranks have grown thin, thus is our house in dire need of the support my machinist will bring. Challenging the might of dragons with spear and sword is the work of seasoned heroes, warriors possessed of unflagging stamina and robust physique. Equipped with a firearm, however, even the scrawniest commoner could engage those same scaled demons from afar. Think of it, Father. If the masses were trained in the machinist profession, the casualties of Fang and Claw would be considerably diminished. Machinist companies would soon form the backbone of our defense, and as the master of the manufactory, the accolades would belong to House Helenot. Train the masses of foolish boy, no lowborn army could ever replace a contingent of disciplined knights. It is time, my lords. Svara is expected to descend upon our defenses within the hour. Svara? You mean to engage the great brute with naught but our knights? What would you have me do? The dragonfly strays an arrow for our very own Skyfire locks. Should we let them be destroyed, the price will be steep in both coin and honor. Father, you must allow me to deploy my machinists. Once you have witnessed them in battle, even you'll be unable to deny their effectiveness. Do as you will, Stephanivian. As matters stand, I would not turn away a lame chocobo if it offered to defend our holdings. Be certain to assemble your forces at the locks ere Svara arrives. Hi? Oh dear, I fear I've allowed my passions to impair my better judgment. Of all my budding machinists, only you have seen true combat. 'Tis to you, then, that I would entrust the use of my prototype device, the Rook, as I have taken to calling it. It is an auto-turret, a type of machinist weapon that fights on its own. Do you recall Ronstall's explanation of the ethereal transformer? That contraption at your waist will convert your body's ether into the lightning-aspected energy required to power the turret. You need simply to activate the weapon, it will supplement your own attacks. Svara has plagued House Helenart for long years. Should you employ the Rook to good effect, then we may rid ourselves of both a deadly enemy and my father's antiquated notions in one fell swoop. We get the Rook turret! So this is the first of our little machines we get. This will eventually upgrade around level 80? Anyways, more importantly, it gives us the addition to the heat gauge, which is the battery gauge. Which, ironically, it's showing us that they were going to get around level 80. The automated queen. Good old queen. So, Rook is replaced by queen, again around level 80, or at level 80. And yeah, you just summon it as 50 gauge. This is, you know, Hotshot gives you gauge and eventually other things like chainsaw and the upgrade for Hotshot, which is air anchor. All that will give you gauge, and you use that to summon your queen. Also the final shot, the final hit with clean shot also gives you gauge. Securing the locks. Well, Arya, we are as ready as we can. We are as ready as ready can be. Well, except for our wayward instructor, will you still cast to locate Ronstall in the form of the urgency of our situation? Imagine he is loitering in Foundation somewhere, making his unhurried way to the workshop. Excuse me. It's like way over there. I say it's way over there, and it's actually up here. So when I got there, I'm like, wait, there's an arrow up. And I have to go all the way back. Alright, look at the scrag I caught creeping around near the workshop. Up to no bloody good, I reckon, so I sat him down for a friendly chat. A dragon attack? And the boss needs every hand on deck, does he? Aye, I'll be there. Be right there, just as I'm done wringing some answers from this ugly sod. You know where there's one rat, there's always a dozen more. Might be best if you took a quick look around yourself and deal with any troublemakers before you head back. No need to murder anyone, and at least from my slick shot ought to scare him off. Oh my gosh! Oh, I actually just have... Safety of Ishgard citizens, the Stasio manufactory needs to be shut down. Oh, slug shot. How uncouth! But I suppose I should expect not less from one of Ronstall's underlings. You'll learn from a vicious brute himself. Heed my words, Stasio manufactory plays haven to villains. For the safety of Ishgard citizens, the manufactory must needs be shut down. Their rugged instructor poses as the former Commodore of the Knights of the Barracuda. This is a lie. In truth, he is a bloodthirsty pirate who murders his entire crew. Alright, let's get down to the broom. Let's not get down to the room, it's up above! I'm like, yeah, I can just warp there. No, it's up. Ishgard. It's certainly something. Huh. You ain't seen the last of me. Methinks the name is Celestial, one of your fellow machinists. If you didn't know, I was making preparations for a fight with Sfara when that thug ambushed me. Don't bother chasing him. I doubt he knows more than what he was paid to do. But he did make it damn clear that someone out there has a grudge against our workshop. Anyway, either get back to me duties. We ain't never fought in a proper battle alone, only against a monster like Sfara, and we'll need all the advantages we can get. Hello, loiterer. Oh, what in the seven hells you could have taken off a toe? You're Ronsel's new pup, ain't ya? If it's trouble you're looking for, then look no further than the backstab and Lominson Cur. So if I remember right, was with Endwalker, I think, right? No. Wasn't it? Maybe it was... There was something... Oh, it might have been that. There was some quest at some point where you had to use a specific machinist ability, and it like broke because they put an upgrade for it. It might have been some other job though. Anyway. Is everything alright? Ronsal tells me there are villains afoot making trouble for the workshop. Intimidating my machinists, were they? Setting fires and spreading rumors. Joy, too, has overheard vile slander intended to defame our master of marksmanship. You took every care to choose the right employee, me lordship. We could do a lot worse than the former commodore of Lominsa's Barracudas. And now half of Ishgard thinks he's lying, that he's a convict of terrible crimes. Does someone seek to harm the manufacturer's stand-in with these attacks upon their instructor's character? I'm sorry, Ronsal. Your association with machinists has brought you naught but ridicule and insult. Bah, don't blame yourself, boss. After all, more in the app, that stuff's probably true. I was the Commodore of the Kudas all right up until I got kicked out on me arse for making a bloody mess of things. That's why he found me in Camp Overlook. I was there to visit one of me old underlings. Of course, he'd rather take another axe to the face before he'd talk to me. Me mistakes cost me some more than others, and there's no bashing Lunacia as call me friend. Your mysterious rival must have learned to me tarnished paths, because they offered a fortune for me to accept the job as your master of marksmanship. Suppose they thought the workshop would be ruined once the truth behind me charm and reputation became common knowledge. As it turns out, I don't take kindly being some faceless bastard's puppet, so I took the coin, and yours, and made for the hills. I had no intention of fulfilling me contract, until your adventurer here went and got me fired up about teaching in truth. That said, there ain't not in me agreement that says I gotta fight bleeding dragons, and me students will leave a better show, and without me they're ground over their shoulders any road. No support will be missed. Ronsal is mayhap correct in his assumption. Our demonstration will be all the more impressive for his absence. Let's check our weapons one more time and assemble at the Skyfire locks. Okay, so I decided to give it some chill time And wait for day so we can see again. So let's go. Securing the locks. Solo duty. Allow me to brief you on our defensive strategy ere the dragon and its minions arrive. Atop each of the 3 locks we have placed a dragon-slaying cannon. Our task as Machinist shall be to defend the cannons from Savara's lesserkin. You will find the lock in the northeast. Lock to the northwest. And a lock to the south. I will track the concentrations of our enemy and direct you to the cannon most in need of protection. Hark! The dragons are come, everyone, to your positions. Alright. Arya to the southern cannon, Joy to the northwest. Oh wow, these actually have some HP. It's amazing. Also split up so I can't easily heal with them. Okay. Pelta has no effect. Excuse me. Our foe swarms again into the northeast. Arya, swiftly. Joy, swiftly. Now. I can get there. So, back when this came out, you would have had to manually place your turret and move it around and stuff. But now it just comes out. This one is a little worse for wear. Yes, I'm aware the northeastern cannon is under attack. Thank you. Oh, north and west is also under attack now. Are you trying to do the full combo? Must staunch the wounds of the fallen. Pray to fit in the cannons as needed. So we're going to northwest because that's where I see a bunch of enemies. Oh, now there's enemies over there too. Turret. Fortunately, I don't get an AoE burst combo until 52. Southern cannon is under attack. Yeah, they're all under attack, game. Oh hey, it's Svara! Svara is come! Raise the cannon towards the brute. Concentrate all fire upon Svara. So Svara is actually a fate boss here in Arthas. West Central. Yeah, it has actually achievement tied to it. I don't remember if I've gotten it. So yeah, as I was saying, back when this would have released, you would have had to actually manually place your turret and all that. It would stay out. Now it's just you summon it for short bursts and have to keep resummoning. It just goes around where you were. We've won, Father. My machinists have carried the day. Oh. At least I didn't get dumped on an A rank this time. Improvement. Well, Father, do you see now how we might prevail against dragons without risking the lives of our soldiers? It was a most impressive display. I must admit, your commoners acquitted themselves admirably. I thought I heard the terrible din of cannons being fired, and what do I hasten out here to find but the high-born Halenards frolicking the snow with their low-born lackeys? After providing you with this opportunity to improve the ailing reputation of your noble house, there's a consideration of how Zamel not merit a formal reply. Lord Teldegrinch, my apologies. The foe was upon us ere we could put quill to parchment. Oh yes, I imagine you were full occupied with scraping together a serviceable company of soldiers. If only your dear son was as ardent with his knightly training as he is with his idle tinkering. There is not idle in my work. You would not speak such insults had you seen my machinist in action. Oh, such a temper! It would seem your association with commoners has eroded your manners as well as your martial skills. If you're so confident in these machinists of yours, mayhap you should enter them in the upcoming tourney. Mayhap I shall. Upon my oath, we will turn Ishgard's tradition-bound combat upon its ear. The Holy Sea's adjudicators will be most impressed when your low-born rabble is chopped to pieces by the tested blades of noble champions. My son, what have you done? The tourney is a stage upon which is flaunted the might and metal of the four great houses. Only the finest knights are chosen to participate. Even with the aid of your machinists, our battered ranks still stand little chance of victory. Must we now parade our shame before the highest echelons of the Holy See? Do not be so swift to dismiss our chances, Father. I give you my word, House Halenards will leave the contest with its pride intact. And furthermore, should we win, I will have your word that you shall yield the running of the manufactory to me. Very well, my stubborn boy, and whether you win or no, you be sure to give House Zamel a darn good pummeling. I shall see it done, Father. I will not disappoint. Arya, by virtue of your undeniable expertise, my father has at last recognized the value of machinistry. But we cannot stop at but one hard-headed knight. This tourney will be our opportunity to demonstrate to all and sundry the potential of our profession. Me lordship, if I may, it seems that Lord Teldegrinch has a dislike for commoners such as me. My presence will cause you more trouble than mayhap I should quit the manufactory. Pay no mind to that, Rinimt Vopalast. It is all biz and wind. Aye, ever has Teldegrinch sought to needle me in such a manner. It is not you, my dear, that he despises. 'Tis the mingling of highborn and lowborn. House Zamel is a powerful family, and their talent for the building of fortifications has brought them vast wealth and influence. Staunch allies of House Durandare, the Zamels have also been party to a number of significant victories. Thus do they stand at the peak of Ishgardian society, looking down their noses at those who do not share their noble pedigree. you truly wish to please me, then I would have you shine your brightest in the tourney and wipe that arrogant smirk from his face. Shall we be on our way? I must confess my misgivings to you, Arya. When queried as to our chances of victory, my prospectometer returned an unfavorable result. We triumphed over dragons, 'tis true, but such a battle has not prepared us to face coordinated parties of seasoned knights. I mean, the machinists are simply not ready. 'Tis fortunate then that the tourney is yet some days away. Let us keep such disheartening talk from our colleagues and continue to train them, and ourselves, for the contest ahead. Suppressive strategy. Greetings, Arya. Your training proceeds apace, I trust? Stay a while, and we can discuss our strategy for the tourney. Would appear everyone is present, even our dear instructor, so let's delve into particulars of the upcoming contest. Now, the degree of favor the Holy See bestows is much influenced by the outcome of the tourney, and thus do the nobles enter only their most able champions. I assume that Tethelgrinch, in his small-minded maliciousness, seeks to humiliate us before the adjudicators and thereby convince the Holy See to cease the flow of funds to the manufactory. I don't understand, me lordships. Most Ishgardians ain't hardly aware that machines exist. Why we grab Lord Tethelgrinch's attention? As good as he's likely knows that your firearm can kill a man with not but your dainty little fingers on the trigger. It's the same reason there's laws and limbs of the Minta what prevent the old drunken whoreson from carrying a musket. And Ishgard's hierarchy ain't exactly fair and measured now, is it? If you arm the lowest folk on the ladder with weapons like ours, you can be sure as the tide that their barrels will soon be pointed towards them overprivileged bastards would stand at the top. But as you say, most of the nobles don't seem to understand the threat that what an army of machinists could pose. As Tethelgrinch's bloke is a step ahead, I'll give him that much. Aye, he's a despicable fellow, but also uncommonly clever. Even so, he has failed to arrive at the most obvious conclusion. A well-trained and well-armed populace would strengthen Ishgard's defenses tenfold. If we were to convince the Holy See of that fact, then we must claim victory at the tourney. You got something special in mind, then? I have been considering several strategies, but to practice them here in plain view of our adversaries would void their effectiveness. We must needs look further afield for a suitable location to train. The light shore in eastern Lanasia ought to do the trick. I'll secure us a place where we can shoot to our heart's content. Joy, pray make preparations for the journey after you've attended to your duties at the manor, of course. As for you, Arya, I would have you test another of my innovations. Remain behind, and I shall make some adjustments to your Aethero transformer. Forgive my duplicity, Arya. That talk of adjustments was merely an excuse that we might speak alone. Also known as I think they might have taken skill out. Now, you heard me boast to my father that machinist companies could soon form the backbone of our defense. That was something of an exaggeration. When it comes to gigantic dragons, one may as well be firing at the side of a barbican. In a tourney, however, the lesser size of our opponents will work against us. It requires intensive training to consistently track and score hits against targets that are both small and agile. And as there is but little time left before the contest, our victory will depend largely upon your skilled contribution. If Joy is able to display even a fraction of your battle savvy, then the reputation of the machinist will flourish. Thus I need you to attend our practice with undivided focus and provide a shining example to which she might aspire. Blood on the sands. Once Joy has completed her task at the manor, we can be off to Blood Shore. I wonder what could be keeping her. Trips to the market to restock the larder or some such? Fine, I'll go find her. Be that way to me. Yeah, around there, okay. So it turns out there's a quest. Some quests here I forgot. And that? Okay. That one's Dark Knight. That one I do because I thought it was something else, but I think it's fine too. I'm gonna do some quest cleanup sometime. Because I saw stuff in like Rock or Screech, I believe. Anyway, that's Stormblood. Oh, hello, Arya. You must be eager to get in some practice before the big contest. I'll be ready to go as soon as I've hauled me shopping to the manor. I'm to continue my machinist training. I can't be shirking the other chores. I made a promise to the Count. But I won't keep you waiting much longer. I'll run to the manor with what I've got and come back for this big sack afterwards. Oh, that's very kind of you, Arya, but I'm stronger than I look. Maybe you could just keep an eye on this other sack until I get back? Shouldn't take too long. Oh. I was gonna say, if this is a carry quest, I'd be quite annoyed. I've done enough of those in Dawn Trail, thank you. Yeah, I think I can just Ethernet those. The last vigil. Arya, what are you doing here? Who's watching the other sack? I'll lend a hand to young Joy here, Arya. Very good. This was the last of her tasks for the day, so she is free to assist Stephanivian in his work. Pray return to your attorney preparations. Thank you, Arya. I appreciate you helping me, of course, but I appreciate you helping his lordship even more. Count was against me becoming a machinist. He knew that me dad's too feeble to work, though, and was kind enough to let me keep me place on the manor staff. My family'd be on the street if it weren't for this job, and I can't thank him enough. Sometimes it doesn't feel right that I repay him by spending half my time at the manufactory. But maybe now that you're around for Stephanivian, his lordship won't need me to be a machinist no more. Winning the tourney will repay the Count's kindness. Never thought of it that way. Well, we should be getting ourselves to Bloodshore. Yes. To Costa del Sol. Man, those solo quests in Machinist, jeez. Right, let's begin, shall we? Our objective shall be to explore the most effective methods of countering our knightly opponents. If a knight cannon cannot reach you, he cannot hurt you. Thus, we shall concentrate on those machinist skills that hinder movement. Prepare the crate of aromatic meats so to be irresistible to giant crowds. For the purpose of this exercise, imagine the shell-covered creatures lured by its to be enemy knights, and form tactics to prevent their advance. Should the box be broken open, that will be your signal. That will signal your defeat. Let's see what strategies you can devise for us, Arya. Are you gonna make me have to put certain skills in my hotbar to actually complete this quest? I think they are. Protect the box. Don't let none of them bastards reach the box. Oh, they are on my hotbar. Okay. Load, aim, fire. Okay, this works. Just shoot him. Look lovely, mates. Here comes another lot. Fine, I'll just run over. Set up your turret. Pick him up as quick as you can. Wait. Yeah, that's 100% set up to be like... Yeah, use your old turret. And not the fact that I haven't even had enough time to summon my new turret yet. We're seeing some effects of Machinist reworks. I'm not gonna use my turret for these like little guys. It'd be like a waste of half their damage, guys. I should take that one down. At ease, Machinist. Let's call it a day. Also, wait, what is that thing? Thing from the deep. Almost a godsend of blood. Reload, take it down, mate. Speaking of being able to wildfire, which I can. Oh, it's just gonna die. Yeah, I guess because you would have wildfire this rank, but it kinda just died. Cool. That last spell was rather unexpected, but you handled them nonetheless. Well done. Your performance had prompted my perspective meter and inspired me with entirely new strategies. If I may, me lordship, seeing how well Arya's come along, maybe you don't need me in the tourney no more. Whatever can make you think that, my dear. I need you now more than ever. As I have you, a commoner with scant battle experience, sending seasoned knights, stumbling and sprawling will open the eyes of the holy see. Why, you shall be the bullet that pierces their tradition-bound hearts. Very well, me lordship. I'll do me best in the name of House Halenart for both you and the Count. That's the spirit. Now I must return to the workshop. I don't even get a free warp. That's quite rude. Any hunts chilling down here? I'd say ARR ones are hard to find. I mean, they are. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. The ARR can't spawn on the side anyway. They are kind of hard to find because there's so many spawn points, and then you know you just get dumped off the quest, and there's one right in your face. Fine showing out there, Arya. Joy's lack of enthusiasm troubles me somewhat, but I'm sure the moment her hand closes around her stock, she'll be as ferocious as ever. Rage against the Machinist. The day of the tourney is finally upon us. This is it, Arya. This is Machinistry's moment of truth. Pray gather our colleagues together. Joy should be just outside performing some last-minute firearm inspections in Russell. Well, Joy may have a better idea of his whereabouts than I. Oh, Arya, this is a disaster. Someone has broken their storage crates and smashed all the firearms. I must tell his lordship. No, we must check the other crates first, or maybe... Oh, what do we do? Aye, you're right, of course. Giving into panic won't help us none. I'll see what's become of the rest of the weapons, then report me findings to his lordship. Also, the last I saw, he was getting some fresh air out behind the workshop. Is up here. Okay. Don't look now, lassie, but I think we got visitors again. Stubborn bastards. Smashed by firearms, you say? Seems whatever scrag it is, as once it's gone, is done with being settled. We bet let's run off the rest of these thugs before they decide to set fire to the place. You know what to do. Warning slug shots only so's we don't bring the wrath of the Temple Knights down upon us. You get back in the workshop when you're done with your pistol. How much running around this time? Quite a bit. Hi. Pow. Please no, it wasn't my idea. Okay, not as bad at running around, I guess. Okay, one up here. I assume that's, yeah, it's gonna be the one in here. I'm like trying to target them like they're an enemy, so tab doesn't work on these. That person ain't worth getting shot at. Okay, Mr. all nearby. Yeah, where did you come from? Arya, are you quite alright? Our fine instructor here tells me you've both been chasing off hired miscreants again. I'm afraid the damage has already been done, me lordship. Even though they're scraping together our spares, we've less than half the weapons we need for the tourney. We'll just have to do. It's what will be difficult, I know, but I believe we still have a What in the bloody hells was that? Sounds like someone fired a damn cannon or something. Me lordship, our turrets. Last, we must have missed one of those shite-eating bastards. That's it then. We'll have to forfeit the contest. Nay, my dear, there is yet time to remedy this. These efforts to confound our chances serve but to stoke the fires of my determination. Pray accompany me back inside, Arya. Rosal, Joy, lead your fellow machinists to the tourney field and don your mask of supreme confidence. Whilst our mysterious enemy is still distracted by your show of bravado, I shall work to replace the damaged firearms. How can you craft so many weapons before the contest begins? The short of it is, I cannot. That's my usual exacting specifications, of course. Only the four of us must be aware of the poor quality of our replacements. You and Joy must needs fight that much harder to compensate for your colleagues' lack of firepower. I'll do my best to keep the others in high spirits too, Lord Stephanivian. My apologies, I wasn't trying to eavesdrop or nothing, but when I heard the noise... so still others not for it. Welcome to the conspiracy. Formidable foes, meager chance of success. This shall be a victory worthy of song. Let's do this. Oh, that the odds were not so heavily stacked against us, but we cannot let a few setbacks stand in the way of our moment of glory. The power? Oh, they actually give you... Wait, 90. 90! Power of Attorney. We have done all that can be done. 'Tis time we join our companions and survey the field on which the tourney is to take place. You're familiar with Camp Dragonhead, I trust. Its grounds should make for an interesting arena. Good, you've come. The other houses have yet to field their forces, meaning we have time to inspect the arena and formulate a winning strategy. Are you certain of your preparations, my son? These tales I hear of hired thugs terrorizing machinists and destroying equipment do not fill me with confidence. Pray remember that the collective gaze of Ishgard shall be focused on this contest. A horror showing will cost us our funding from the Holy See and cast an uncertain shadow over the future of the manufactory. I have never been more ready, Father. Now relinquish your doubts and find yourself a nice vantage point. Enjoy the spectacle. I'm off to find the perch myself, but here's one piece of advice before I go. Make most of the terrain. The few choice spots where I lay an ambush or expect me enemies to lay one for me. Just be sure you've given the place a good once-over, eh? You heard the instructor give the word, and we shall endeavor to learn the lay of the land. Let's review our strategy, shall we? Unless you would rather simply begin the tourney, in which case you may speak with our machinist messenger. Ours will be a combined force from House Halenart and House Forton, while our opponents will be of House Demail and House Durandare. The black standard represents our encampment. Pray inspect the standard and the surrounding areas. If we allow the standard to be destroyed, we are defeated and the tourney is lost. The standard also releases waves of curative magic, so return here if you are in need of healing. Let's move on to the enemy encampment. Pray inspect the Crimson Standard and survey the surrounding area. Let me just move. Why are you doing this like weird turn? Like group. Should we succeed in toppling the Crimson Standard, then the victory is ours. Okay, push. The enemy standard will heal nearby allies, best to avoid lengthy engagements in its proximity. Now, let us now discuss our individual roles. Joy will lead a squad of the Helenart combatants in an offensive push. The reigning Machinist and I will join the Force Hall in the defense of our encampment. You, Arya, shall be our flying company and strike where needed. Celsto, you shall be our ambusher. Let's survey your place of concealment. Are you getting that turn thing again? No? Try and inspect the ambush. You're still running to it yourself, buddy. Celsto will emerge and assault the enemy standard on Arya's signal. Durandar captain is an aggressive sort. If our defenses appear weak, he will commit his forces to an attack. That will leave our encampment vulnerable to ambush. We have placed a mortar signal near the Aetherite. Go with me and you can see it for yourself. That's way up there. Oh, you're taking that path. Surveying. The mortar should be safe here from enemy detection, and the spot will also afford you a fine view of both camps. When you judge it time to press the attack, simply operate the mortar to send up a flare. Let us return now to our encampment. I'll stall the officiant until you give the word. To speak with him. Townsperson. That's weird. Hark, 'tis Telegrinch and his knights. Ah, the manufactory workers and all their glory. I imagine there are many who are curious, even eager to witness you fight this day. Fortunately for the spectators, however, Hal's mail will end this mockery of a contest all too swiftly. Bluster all you will, we shall let the tattered remains of your standard speak for us. Such conviction from the king of the commoners. Come then, all the players are present, let the tourney begin. To victory. I'd like to point out that was not what I was trying to do. Hardly be a challenge. Why are they healing so much? Oh, there's a... There was a Kyrugen. Not me trying to do my actual combo. Oh, come on. Leg sweep. You mind? I was in the middle of a wildfire game. Wow, I've been fainted and all that. I'm blind. Oh, they're all on me. Oh yeah, I'm not even pulsing. Could have been level 52 and had auto crossbow. Another Kyrugen! Excuse me. Go over the cadre of healers. Target the enemy healers. Yeah, I'm working on it. supposed to switch, but I think I can bring these guys with me, mostly. Rather than this one. I guess two, actually. What's going on over here? Oh, I've been targeted! Quite mean. Oh, there's a, like, green guy here. Hello. That's fun. Where is he? Oh, he's on me. Let's bring them over here. It's time to make our advance. Oh. I guess maybe I shouldn't have brought him over here. I made him make his advance. Archers. I need to take those out. Quit blinding me! You'd think I'd be building resistance at this point. No. Really not. Oh. Thingies up. Reassemble. Venus main, for the record. I think it's just I'm missing half my tools still. I'm literally missing all my tools, but I'm not really technical about it. Okay. Oh, I brought one of the, like, attackers over here. Mortar time, I think. There's just, like, no enemies, right? Order? You'll never know what hit him. Oh, did I just, like, wipe out the entire area? Christina's right for the plucking. Yeah, that's what I thought. I may have made a joke of this instance, I think. Time to wildfire it. Missing tools to be able to properly wildfire here. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like that's a lot easier than it used to be. Oh, hello. I guess there was forced daytime during that. Shocking for Heavensward. So it's like, oh, it's suddenly night. Congratulations, Machinist. You have proven yourselves not entirely without merit. House of Mail will gladly welcome your inclusion in House Halenart's next company of reinforcements. Your novel toys confounded my knights and won you this game of flags. I would see, however, how you fare against adversaries who seek not to break your standard, but to spill your life's blood. May the day soon come when we fight side by side. Mayhap then you shall understand why the knight is the master of the battlefield. Well done, my son. You have triumphed against all that would see you fail. Of course, father. There is no difficulty that machinistry cannot overcome. Other than, Square Enix. Please, not nerf us. Please don't nerf us. Please buff us. Please. Attorney victory. How many years has it been? At last do we begin to reclaim the influence we have lost. And there shall be more to come. As long as you are true to your word, that means no more bemoaning my knightly skills. No more disruptive visits to the workshop. Stephanivian, I hereby relinquish to you full authority of the manufactory. May your machinists be the spears that pierce our foes, the shields that defend our walls. Do as you will, my son, for the glory of Ishgard and her people. The age of the machinist has begun, my friends. I wish. Follow me, and together we shall ring the rusted helmets of the old guard. It was a hard-won battle, Arya, but your keen grasp of tactics carried the day, and that is to say not of your ever-growing skill with the firearm. This victory, I am become manufactory chief in both name and deed. I intend to make the most of my newfound freedom. Indeed, my first act upon returning to the workshop was to improve upon the ethereal transformer. This latest model is yours, with my thanks. The attorney exposed certain inadequacies in the design for which I have endeavored to compensate. Use it well, Arya. Learn to ricochet. I'm a machinist, not a man. Over. Where? Let's celebrate the victory, it's fine. With our tourney victory, we have indelibly etched the machinist's presence in the minds of the Holy See, and now that my father has relinquished the running of the manufactory to me, 'twould seem our fortunes have at last taken a turn for the better. Father has also formally responded to Lord Tiddlegrinch, promising our support to house Zamail's next sortie. I'm not yet privy to the details of the operation, but I imagine the role Tiddlegrinch will choose for us shall be both demanding and dangerous. His attempts to humiliate the machinist, however, he will only provide us with another stage on which to prove our worth. A victory in the field will garner us greater support from the Holy See, allow me to apportion funds towards the development of ever more potent weapons. Thus, 'tis vitally important that we see this operation succeed. But an equally important matter must be addressed ere we delve too deeply into such concerns. The celebration of the tourney triumph. Must have Joy and Ronstall join us for the festivities. But I believe Joy's services are yet required at the manor. Please seek out our master of marksmanship first, if you would. A party, is it? Bah, I ain't going. All I did during the tourney was watch. How can you say that, Master Ronstall? Without your instruction, we'd never have stood a chance. And now look at us, upstart commoners defeating the likes of seasoned knights. I taught you how to shoot, but that tourney victory was something you all managed all on your own. I can see arguing with you ain't getting me nowhere. I'll just drag you back to the workshop instead. But still, we can't begin the festivities without Joy. This time of day, she'll be at her choice in the manor house. Mayhap if you talk to the Count, he'll let her leave early to attend the celebration. She ain't one to abandon her duties half done, though. It'd be best to approach the Count directly and not give her a chance to object. The last was awful serious about their work. Wouldn't want her keeling over from guilt now, would we? Count should be home. If you don't mind talking to him, I'll be sure the instructor here makes it to the celebration. There's a celebration, is there? Ah, naturally you've come to fetch Joy. Pray return to the manufactory, and I shall be along forthwith to explain why she shan't be attending. I just came all the way here! Everyone is present, yes. Once again, pray allow me to congratulate you all on your tourney performance. Ere you celebrate your victory, however, I have news. What is it, Father? It was quite a sudden development, but Joy has wed. Bloody hells! Well, there's another good reason to bring out the grog. Wed? I had heard not of any engagement. She is gone then? Aye, Joy's chambers in the manor have already been emptied. Now that she is married, I do not foresee her returning to the manufactory. She left behind her firearm. Wait, what's Joy getting married got to do with her leaving the workshop? Within the walls of Ishgard, 'tis usually the unwed would serve the manor houses. Many retire from such work upon the day of their marriage, as young Joy has done. 'Tis all too much. Now that we have at last earned a modicum of recognition, 'tis ill-timed indeed to lose such a so talented machinist. It would seem that familiar circumstances demanded a swift union be made, but let's not bemoan what is lost. Let's instead raise a toast to the happiness Joy has found. You must needs accept your colleague has moved on and adapt your strategies accordingly. House of Mail will call upon you soon, and I expect to hear great things from this allied operation. A yawning abyss is opened in our ranks. How could she leave us without so much as a final farewell? Familiar circumstances. Has something ill befallen her dad, I wonder? Still, you are acquainted with Joy's father. Aye, we oft hunted together. He was the one what suggested that I try me hand here at the workshop. Told me his daughter found herself a decent job with a fine employer. And mayhap he can also tell you whither his daughter has gone. I would fain convince them, both the wife and her new husband, to accept positions at the manufactory. I'll speak with him, my lord. I don't much fancy taking to the field without Joy and her uncanny aim at me side. Even should Joy refuse my overture, however, we cannot simply abandon our obligations to House and Mail. Ronstal, you must drill your students without quarter. I'll push them as hard as you like, boss, as long as I'm fairly compensated. Celebrations shall have to wait, Arya. Till we can persuade Joy to return, the burdens of battle must be divided betwixt those of us who remain. Surely she will come back to us. Surely. Next Machinist quest will be available upon reaching level 52. I guess it's technically going to the 50s. We'll just all do it. It's just gonna be one huge video. It's all kind of the Heavensward Machinist quest. It's weird with these ones. But yeah, so I guess we'll be back eventually with the next batch of quests. Eventually. Right. It is time to finish off the Heavensward Machinist quest. So, pushing the broom. Ah, there you are, Arya. It would seem that 'tis not only Joy, but her father as well, who has vanished from the city. Celestial is out asking questions, but there are few answers to be had. Rather than sit here on our hands whilst we wait for a revelation, however, I would prefer we begin preparations for engagement alongside House Zamel. The Zamels have been struggling to restore the township of Falcon's Nest, an enterprise that has been interrupted time and again by marauding Dravanians. The signs and a steady trickle of scouting reports suggest that the dragons are amassing for a significant assault on the settlement. Its fortifications are not yet complete, but 'twill be the aim of the allied operation to defend these half-finished structures from the ravages of the horde. I expect House Helenar shall be positioned on the front lines of this conflict. Should we fight well, the dragons will be routed. Should we fight poorly, our reputation will suffer. From Lord Tedelgrinch's perspective, either result is a victory. For the future of machinistry, however, we cannot afford to fail. Thus have I focused my energies towards designing an attachment that will improve our chances of success. Now the problem, which I was hoping you might help me solve, is the acquisition of suitable components. The swiftest way to create new technology is by repurposing the old. To that end, I would have you infiltrate Castrum Sentry and salvage a goodly number of War Machina parts. The Garleans there may take a dim view of your efforts to liberate their supplies. again? Mordona, down there. Okay. I can do that. Hello, material crate with an ominous circle around it. No. I don't think so. Great. I should know that, but I don't have it because I haven't done the quest for it yet. Alright, there's one. And here. Oh, actual people. 3. Take you. Go to the last spot. Just a little hop over this way. Hello. Prepare to die. Not the slow. Ugh. That's rough. Anyway. That and back to Ishgard. With Joy gone from the workshop, I have no one else to whom I can entrust such duties. 'Tis no simple task, but I know that I must have those components. Splendid! These parts will do much to speed the construction of my invention. Now, if only Joy were to return to us. Despite Solsto's most earnest efforts, however, it would appear that his contacts in the room have elected to spurn his inquiries. I sense an unseen hand and a sizable purse behind the sudden rash of reticence. Mayhap if you were to ask after the old hunter's disappearance instead, then the room's inhabitants would be more forthcoming. Oh, I need to fix my map. Yeah, we're going all over there. Probably easiest to go to the Aetherite Plaza, I'm guessing. Room. Like, looking at no, the room is best. Who, you mean the one whose daughter called herself a husband in Falcon's Nest? He's probably there with her, ain't he? And down to this guy. The old laundry fellow thought he'd left to start a new job someplace else. He was always cursing the household wounds kept him from practicing his trade, but I suppose he found something new. And one more. Just right around the corner. Hello, Bedrago Commoner. Hi, Hilda. Oh, that creaky old hunter. I swear he got himself paying work and saw his little girl get married on the same day. Husband said to be the brother of some famous carpenter and that he don't even need a job to get by. Were you able to wring any information from the broom? A new job for him and a new husband for his daughter in Falcon's Nest. They even take on a good number of laborers and such to help with the town's restoration. Even a half-crippled old hunter might find some kind of work for himself there. Yes, my perspective meter points unerringly to the west. We shall head to Falcon's Nest and seek out Joy and her father. Helps if I press the right buttons. Falcon's Nest. I could have just walked out, but... Oh, literally right here. Okay, cool. I'm like, alright, where do I have to go? No, it's just right here. With a very, very long surveying. Any sign of her? His lordship, what is he doing here? Joy, please, I ask only that you listen a moment. Will you and your husband not consider working for me in the manufactory? I can't do that, me lordship. I can't be a machinist no more. It's best for everyone if I leave that life behind. What do you mean, best for everyone? Is that what's best for you? All I want for me is a simple life, one that won't cause problems for those who've shown me such kindness. I'm glad we could talk with this one last time, me lordship. I'll be praying that you and your machinist get the recognition you deserve. I always thought Joy was happiest when she had the stock of her flintlock in hand. Will she now sacrifice that happiness for the satisfaction of others? Or is it that she never truly wished to be a machinist and merely suffered the training at my insistence? By arming the commoners, 'twas my intention to place them on equal footing with the nobles who seek to rule them. But caught in the throes of self-righteous ambition, mayhap I have treated them no better. It seems his lordship is having himself a crisis of faith. Might be as you could lend him a sympathetic ear. I'll join you back at the workshop in a bit. There's something I want to look into first. I have run my perspective meter through all possible permutations, but the result is always the same. We focus on preparations for the Allied operation. So we just give up and bring in Joy back. Should we fail House the Mail, then the reputation we built at the tourney will crumble into dust. We would have to begin again, brick by painful brick. A moment, me lord. I lingered behind in Falcon's Nest to see if I could find Joy's father, but he was nowhere to be found. I've got a feeling something ain't right here. Joy herself has no wish to be a machinist, then what more can I do? 'Tis not my place to meddle in her affairs. Oh, I see how it is. I thought you different from the other nobles, but you're all the same, only interested in helping commoners as long as they're doing your bidding. I've had enough of taking orders. It's time I went me own way. My grand plans for the future of machinistry, have they all been in vain? That's for you to judge. Do not underestimate your own contributions. Speaking of which, I promise to use those components you brought me to build a new weapon. If not else, we have certainly made advances in the field of machinistry. Such a tangible measure of progress cannot be ignored. Yes, my perspective mirror was so overloaded with peripheral problems that I failed to see the practical evidence of our success. The path is steep and our steps are small, but that does not mean the destination is beyond us. I will ask much of you in the coming days, Arya, and I will see that you are the most well-equipped machinist in the short history of machinistry. So Thinidian further modifies your ethereal transformer, and we get auto crossbow. Yay, we have an AoE to use while we're hypercharging. A joyful reunion. Hope your firearm is loaded and ready, Arya. We have received our deployment orders from House the Mail. Several groups of Dravonians are converging on Falcon's Nest, and we have been tasked with eliminating the fiends gathering upon the Black Iron Bridge. Knowing Tiddlegrinch, unfortunately I do, I would not put it past him to lure more foes onto a narrow structure simply to overtax us. We must needs overcome this assault without Joy's help, or Celestos for that matter. He has yet to return since he stormed out the door. I will assemble our remaining machinists and lead them to Falcon's Nest. Pray join us there as soon as you may. Falcon's Nest. It's just gonna be right by the Aetherite again, isn't it? So I may as well just keep blah blah blah. Yes, it's just right here. Arya, fear Celestos' departure has inspired his fellows to disregard my commands. You're the only machinist to answer my call to arms. And in response to this insubordination, I've been forced to deploy what few knights we could spare, myself included. They even begged me to come along. I said a full of fighting bloody dragons ain't in me contract, so they'll be paying me handsomely for the trouble. Is this house hill and its entire company seem to be short of a number of machinists? We are keeping our colleagues in reserve. For an operation such as this, we need field-only Arya, the finest machinist in our ranks. Your confidence is truly inspiring. Thankfully, however, there are few enemies threatening the Black Iron Bridge. Even with your sparse numbers, I dare say you shan't be sorely pressed. So, have you come to fight with us? All depends on you, my lord. We found Joy's father. He's been held prisoner in the broom. Held prisoner? You suspect this is some manner of coercion? I reckon they've been targeting Joy for a while. Her dad vanished right after he landed a job here in Falcon's Nest, and then Joy suddenly up and went the brother of a carpenter working on the fortifications. How's the male is behind this, or I'm a Chocobo's third cousin. Tiddlecringe, you cad! It's not too late. It is not too late. If we break her dad out, then Joy can abandon her force of marriage and come back to the manufactory where she belongs. But the bridge, the Dervanians. Go. Joy is a machinist. As manufactory chief, it is your duty to attend to your employees. My knights and I shall march for House Helenart. Bah, you needn't worry. I'll have yours truly fighting right beside him. Go help the boss, Arya. If Arya goes, then I'll stay behind. We promise machinists to the Zim males, and we don't want to break our word now, do we? Just one would be enough. Thank you. Thank you all. We shall conclude this matter with the greatest of haste and return as swiftly as we may. You'll find one of our manufacturing machinists in the broom. He'll show you where Joy's dad is being held. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Still, so said you've come. The chief will draw too much attention, so he has time to wait at the workshop until we're ready to act. Joy's dad is right behind that door over there. We just need to convince the bloke standing guard to open it. He don't exactly look the stoic type though, so a slug shot ought to have him pissing his trousers. Wait, slug? I just remember 1, 2, 3. Make me have to remember the names. Ow! You shot me! Please, I did nothing wrong. Some fancy fop dropped a pouch in me lap and told me to guard the door. I swear that's all I know. And how much did he pay you? Not enough to die over me, Lord. Please don't shoot me again. It was not my intention to threaten you. We merely wish to release the man behind yonder door. And should you fear the vengeance of your employer, you are welcome to take shelter in the manufactory. In fact, why not become a machinist? Then you needn't take such another unsavory job again. You're offering me work, me lord. I'll let the look out for that. Hells, I'll carry him across the city and back for a steady wage. Lord Stephanivian, me humble thanks. You've been locked away for quite some time, my poor man. Do you know who did this to you, or why? I have not the faintest idea, me lord. I was hired by House of Mail to work on their walls, and when I went to join the crew headed out for Falcon's Nest, some bastard, begging your pardon, me lord, slipped a sack over me head and carted me away. I'm just a broken old hunter. I ain't got money for a ransom, nor does me family. Got to thinking that maybe they nabbed the wrong bloke. Then you weren't aware that Joy was wed, or that she resigned from her position at both the manor and the manufactory? She got married and quit? Why'd she do a foolish thing like that? I've never seen her happier than when she was slinging one of them flintlocks. So that's why they took me. They're blackmailing me, little Joy. Ain't no way she'd up and marry some bloke who wouldn't let her stay at the workshop. Then she was a machinist by her own choice. Full glad to hear that. 'Tis time we liberate your daughter from her false union. Once she sees you are safe, I do not envy the man who pretends at the role of her husband. I knew you'd set things right, me lord. You take care of Joy, and I'll tell the rest of the machinists that they can come back to work. Alright then, lad. You come with me. I'll speak with Joy and unravel this nonsense. You, however, must make haste to the Black Iron Bridge and lend your barrel to the battle. Back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. Hello, Solo Instance. How's it going, Solo Instance? About time you got back. You found Joe's dad, then. Good. Now it's up to the boss to bring her back. Fight has been fierce. Master Ronthal was injured when he gallantly intercepted a swipe meant to remove me head. Ah, that's a noble's way of saying I tripped over its bloody tail and stumbled into a blow. Any road, you'll have to take me place on the front lines to do it soon before these dainty knights get their arses handed to them. Oh, okay, fine. That's how it's gonna be. Been a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. Let's work on defeating the Ravanians. This is so weird, you know, like having, beat Heavensward. Like, oh yeah, the dragons are attacking. Wait, what? What do you mean the dragons are attacking? So, it's not optimal. I guess it's fine now. But let's show, this is on a crossbow, the nuke we got recently. Machinist is in a really weird place for AoEs. Like, you can still kind of rule a 3, but it's not great to do it. Because, yeah, and it gets worse the higher up you get. Like, at like 100, you need like groups of 6 to make it be worth it. And eyes front, take down the big bastard. Alright. Now this is just gonna melt. Ethan is on his last legs. Okay, that's it. Yeah, Machinist is in a really weird spot. Yeah. Though they did recently buff the AoE, so I don't know the exact drop-offs, but it's still not great. Problem is auto-cross. So normally when you burst, you're recovering your OG CDs, the ricochet and all that. But auto-crossbow doesn't recover those. And at 100, both of them are AoE. So it's better to just do your single target rotation against a group of enemies. Machinist is in a really weird, awkward spot, and I need to do something. He was missing a few mates, but he still took care of business. Not that I expect that from one of me star students. A star indeed. Your arrival was a gift from the heavens. Hello. Load, aim, fire. How'd you like that, you great scaly bastard? I'm afraid I've caused a great deal of trouble for you all. Thank you for rescuing me, Dad. 'Twas no trouble at all for such a fine employee. As you are now wed, I understand that you may not wish to resume your duties at the manor, but have you considered my son's offer that you and your husband come to work at the manufactory? Me husband and me have agreed to part ways. If it please me, Lord, I'd like to start working again at the workshop and the manor both. Joy Why, my dear, you're most welcome, of course. Neither the manor nor the manufactory have been the same without you. Me lordship, I don't know how to... That is to say... I'm glad to be back. I see that even for the much diminished House Helenart, a handful of dragons poses no true threat. Shall have to find a more significant challenge for your next outing. It would seem that you still do not understand that the knight is the master of the battlefield. That was far more than the handful of dragons, Tettlegrunch. Do you think us blind? We know who is working against the manufactory. We know whose underhanded villainy forced joy into wedlock. Whatever are you implying? Speak as if I recall the names of your lowborn servants or hold even the slightest interest in their common unions. Now, if you'll excuse me, my lords. Damn that man and his arrogance. My prospective meter and I shall remain vigilant, but that we may defeat Tettlegrunch's trickery at every turn. The accolades for this triumph, however, must go to you, Arya. The bridge is clear and joy is returned to us. I was afraid I'd seen the last of the manufactory. Thank you again for the warm welcome home. I've never felt as whole as I did after I joined the ranks of the Machinists. When I had to tell his lordship I was quitting, it felt like I was leaving a part of me's soul behind. That's when I realized, to me, being a machinist is more than just firing a weapon. It's a way of connecting to another side of myself. Well, now that you're connected again, we can get back to working on your shooting and your swearing. And there is also a small matter of our delayed tourney celebration. If it please me, lordship, I'd like to do some training instead. I feel the need to shoot off 10 score bullets or so. Of course, we will all celebrate in our own way. Fire at will, my dear. I, for one, am eager for a stiff drink back at the manufactory. Once more, you have proven your worth to the Machinist and to House Helenart. As for Tettlegrunch, I had my suspicions, but it now seems abundantly clear that he has been behind every mishap and misfortune to befall the manufactory. Despite his knavery, however, our success in these fields will not have escaped the notice of the Holy See. As our reputation grows, so too shall Tettlegrunch's ire. We had best be on our guard. Oh, did you hear? During his skirmish with the dragons, Ronstall developed a new technique. He was adamant that it pass on the particulars to you. Trying to get slightly adjusted microphone. Under the tutelage of Ronstall, you learn new marksmanship techniques, also known as heated split shot. Wheels? Is this really? Okay. Wheels of Justice. Okay, that's sure a skill to get from here. Greetings, Arya. Is this not a wonderful day to be a machinist? Lord Stephanivian de Helenart, you and the Skysteel Manufacturer's employees under your authority are hereby charged with fomenting insurrection. Insurrection? My dear sir, we have fomented nothing of the sort. You stand accused of arming commoners with weapons of war and discharging said weapons within the locality of the Broom. That little scene when we liberated Joy's father. Henceforth, the manufacturer shall remain under the Temple Knight's surveillance. Should you fail to refute their accusations against you within the allotted time, punishment may include seizure of your workshop and imprisonment for all those deemed accomplices to the crime. fury take that smirking fox, Tiddlegrinch knew we would attempt to rescue. Once they set their sights on Summit, then Temple Knights is like a bandersnatch with a bone. You best say farewell to your workshop. They'll not take me to manufactory. I will think of something. It's difficult to prove the truth of something one has not done. Perhaps the wiser course would be to provide evidence of Tiddlegrinch's wrongdoings. He is a clever bastard, though, that one. You might try. But I best not overstep any bounds. Your contract's almost done in any case, and I'll be moving on, no matter what happens to the workshop. Our structure, he sure doesn't like to get involved. As for me, I'll see if I can find any strings connecting houses of mail to their crimes. Forgotten Night should be a good place to start. I don't know what I'd do without the workshop. I'll see if I can get some folks talking. And that leaves you and me, Arya. I believe I shall remain here in the manufactory to occupy the gates of the Temple Knights whilst you aid Celestial with his inquiries. I appreciate you coming out, Arya. It's a bit hard planning in the workshop, what with the Temple Knights eyeball and our every move. We should be able to talk freely in here, though. Do you recall that bloke who, as was standing guard over Troy's side? Fredio was his name. He took to marksmanship with a passion and hadn't missed a single day of training. Not until today. I got suspicious, of course, inside to pay a visit to his home. Right away, could see the door had been kicked in, so I went inside and had me a proper look. That's when I found a ragged feather just lying there on the floor amidst the bits of broken furniture. If I wanted to keep me hands clean, then maybe I'd hire some thugs from out of town Maybe I'd hire me some thugs from out of town to do for poor Fredio. Thugs that might otherwise make a living poaching wild chocobos. I suggest you talk with Lord Steph and take a trip out to Tailfeather. I'll keep poking around here in the city and see what else crawls out of the stonework. This may be our best lead. If we can track down the man who first employed Fredio, then we may have a solid link to House of Mail. Let's waste no time. Onwards to Giovanni and Forland and to Tailfeather. Oh, that's so far out there, though. Good news, Arya. I have spoken with some of these fellow hunters, and they told me of a trio of ruffians that passed through here dragging a man matching Fredio's description. We shall scour the forest to the south. If you will look to the north, do not wait for us. Should you find these ruffians, then pray confront them ere Fredio comes to further harm. No, it's just right over here. Hello, suspicious fellow. No witnesses. Cut this one's throat as well. Look, this is self-defense. Am I gonna drop? No. My thanks, I did not expect to see another dawn. Fredio, not leaking blood, are you? Splendid. You gave us quite a scare. Forgive me, me lord. Those men dragged me from me home, said they'd hurt me if I didn't swear false witness to the Temple Knights. Your forces substantiate their accusations. You merely need withdraw your testimony and strengthen our position. It would be a boon if we were also able to provide some manner of physical evidence. The seal of House of Mail. It would explain how the ruffians who snatched Fredio were able to enter the city without challenge. This shall do nicely. I'm truly sorry, me lord. All it took was one little beating for me to repay your kindness with betrayal. I'll not darken your doorstep again. What nonsense! You hardly had a choice in the matter. Continue your training in the manufactory, however, and you'll become more than a match for thugs such as these. Even without a noble's wealth or prestige, a common man can earn himself independence. You'll see the Machinist firearm is for more than just shooting dragons. It can help set you free. His lordship's vision will change Ishgard for the better. Come with us, Fredio. Become the spear and shield that our city needs. I like that. I'd like to feel worth something. We all make mistakes, my dear fellow. The trick is to learn from it and rise stronger than from every defeat. Come, let's return to the manufactory. The tables will turn, my friend. I submitted the evidence you found to the Temple Knights. With the aid of Fredio's new testimony, we had enough proof to lodge a counter-accusation against Heddlegunch. The wheels of justice have begun to turn, and we shall soon be free of these baseless suspicions. In the meantime, Ronstall has requested that I instruct you to remember your bleed and practice drills. Charming fellow. There's tutelage of Ronstall, you learn new machinist techniques. Tactician. It's the AoE defensive cooldown ability. Taking the fall. Arya, I trust your training fares well. I've heard not on the fate of the manufactory, but would welcome fair news from any quarter. Bad news, me lordship. We talked to a clerk who works at the congregation. He says the accusation against the workshop ain't been lifted yet. What's worse, it seems they ain't inclined to pursue your case against Heddlegunch, neither. Do not understand. When I presented my evidence to the Temple Knights, the officer in charge seemed convinced of our innocence. My dear naive Stephanivian, truth is dictated by the victor. The one most skilled in strategy, the one most adept at maneuvering, one such as me. How dare you show your face in my manufactory? Have you no shame at all? Shame? Why, you were the one who submitted a forgery of my house's seal and attempted to deflect your obvious guilt. Upon review of the evidence, however, the Temple Knight shall soon rule in my favor. Our sources were unimpeachable. Our innocence was all but proven. The twice-altered testimony of a commoner is hardly unimpeachable, and you can't deny claims that the ailing House Halenar has been arming the lowborns and signing them to seize their independence. We have all heard the shots fired within the city walls. Twist and corrupt everything we have worked for. As I said, such is the privilege of the victor. I wish I might be willing to teach you how to bend the situation to your advantage. We shall do well enough on our own. Now exit my manufactory ere you find your shiny armor doused with machine oil. You would spurn my generous advice. Will you truly surrender your last chance to demonstrate House Halenar's unswerving devotion to Ishgard's prosperity? There is a beast that's been harassing our supply trains of late, a menace that the Holy See greatly desires to see put down. Even cloistered here among your scrap-covered benches, you must have heard tales of the fearsome Very Sullen. Very Sullen? The same dragon that the Order of the Knights Dragoon has failed time and again to slay? It means to make a bloody show of you, boss. The Holy See has agreed to abolish your trial in exchange for the dragon's death. Pray send word when you are prepared to face Very Sullen. I shall organize for a priest to be present, provided with suitable bait. Me lordship, what do we do? Just confess it was me that was what was firing me weapon. You shouldn't have any trouble laying the blame on a drunken outsider, especially one what's known for his vicious crimes. I'll get you off the insurrection charges at least. No, you cannot do such a thing. I lived half me life in the ship's cabin. The prison cell ain't much smaller. You can pay me for the time in the brig after they let me out. I'll stop him, me lordship. The fury, that man's full of surprises. My prospective mirror had not to save this eventuality. I cannot allow our instructor to sacrifice himself for the manufacturer. We have no choice but to accept Heddlegunch's impossible challenge. I fear Ronstall will not be convinced unless we prove we have a chance of defeating Very Sullen. I do have a machinistry marvel in mind that might do just the trick. Its implementation, however, will require a number of clear lightning crystals of the like found in the Sea of Clouds. It is said that the Vanu store such crystals for use in their tribal ceremonies. Pray steal into Unduvana and lighten their baskets a touch. Surely they won't miss a handful or two. Oh, that's all the way over there. Huh. Hi, Alpha. You were gonna make this flight better, right? Yeah, alright. Thanks for the cheerful talk, even though you weren't actually talking to me. Oh, I just flew, like, right past it. Hello, Bundu. I am here to lighten your loads. Don't mind me. I just need a few crystals, please understand. You don't need them. All you do is try and summon Bismarck again. So therefore, you don't need them. Helps if I go the right way, doesn't it? I'm just like, oh, da-da-da, just fly over here. Wait, hold up. Oh, you take offense to what I said. That's why you summon more of you. Just said they don't need the crystals. Alright, back to Ishgard. For the machinistry marvel I have in mind, I shall need of the clear lightning crystals found in the sea of clouds. Like these? Ah yes, these are wonderful specimens. These crystals shall allow me to broaden the capabilities of your ethereal transformer via a more efficient process of energy conversion. Albeit it will be impressive enough to convince our instructor to abandon his foolish course. Brother, modify your ethereal transformer to learn drill. Bring on the real tools. Rusted steel. Whatever machinist just returned to report on the situation with Ronstahl. Rostenal would seem to join some few colleagues have caught him up to him in the pillars. Paymaker waits to the scene and persuade the instructor to stand down. Wait. You're not the right one. I'm like looking at like, that's not the right icon, is it? Should've known you'd be along the back off for a teacher student to me in a point blank. Take into you as well, Joa. Step aside. I bloody well will not step aside, Arya. Take the fight out of him with a slug shot, if you please. So that's how it's gonna be. Come on, then. Let's see who shoots who first. Bloody hells, that was fast. Your students ever strive to impress you, Rosnell. And 'tis thanks to Arya's diligence that I was able to once more improve the tools of our trade. Even very Selene cannot stand against the advances we have made in both technique and technology. We must have faith that our machinists will prevail. And though I appreciate your eagerness to occupy the cell on my behalf, such a sacrifice will not halt Hedla Grinch's crusade against the manufactory. You may be right about that. He's right about more than just that. You gotta stop underestimating what we're capable of. I keep forgetting what a stubborn lot I'm dealing with. You're the ones with their challenge in the very stones what this car was built on. Alright, I won't give myself up on one condition. All talk of contracts aside, you let me up in the fight against this very sullen nightmare. You've always sought to avoid such entanglements before. What has changed? It's a matter of penance. Back when I was still in charge of the Kudas, I lied to me subordinates instead of serving the thalassocracy. I had them lads working to me for further me own agenda. It all came apart though when I sent a glut of them off to die in a battle they had no business being in. I had me eyes on the Admiral's chair, see? What kind of Admiral would do that? It was reckless and selfish and got a good lot of people killed. When they stripped me of rank, I downed myself and drank and took up the laugh of the worst kind of pirate. That soldier I tried to visit in Camp Overlook, he was one of me lads that would survive. I've been sending every coin I can spare to pay back me bloody debt, but there ain't enough guilt in the world what could buy off me guilt. And now, years later, I see a chance to undo the wrongs I've done. A bunch of me students plan to charge into the very situation they've got no business being in. I plan to see them come out of it alive. Well then, consider yourself invited to the battle. Come, let's lead us into a pre-battle drill, Ronstal. Once more, your skill of firearms has rescued the manufacturer from peril. Let's head back there, shall we? Ah, Arya, there you are. I have sent word of our decision to Telgrinch. Even with the instructor's added firepower, however, I fear this challenge will test us to our very limits. Ronsel has vowed to stay with us regardless of the term in this contract until the sins of the past have been washed away in Barry Sellen's blood. Let us then take advantage of every moment we have from now until the battle to hone our skills to a razor's edge. Rise of the Machinist. A date has been chosen for our trial against Barry Sellen. More than any that have come before, this battle shall be pivotal in deciding the future of the manufacturing Machinist Repo. Thus, ere we march forth to meet our fate, I would hold a celebration in honor of all that we have accomplished. As has become customary, however, the principal players are nowhere to be found. Pray head out into the city, seek out Joy, Ronsal, Celisto, and my father. Oh, you're just right down here, apparently. Someone is. I am invited to the manufactory? Well, how times have changed. Well, I appreciate the gesture. I do not have a place at that table. Glad leave this guy still managed to step Vivian alone, and so I shall. Tell my son that I shall pray for victory and the prosperous future that will grow from his success. Apparently one is also just right here, just north of this. Hi, Joy. I'll head there right now, but before we do, Arya, I want to thank you again for helping me find my way. I just got myself back to where I belong, and I ain't about to give up the workshop a second time. Almost those here near Forgotten Night. What, another bleeding celebration? Well, I guess we never did get to have that first one. Arya, I knew the first time I met you, you'd be a demon with the carbine, and bugger me if I weren't right. Now look at us, ready to stand side by side against one of the biggest bloody dragons to ever raid a supply train. I'll get everyone through this, though, don't you worry. A feast is it? I can already feel me belly rumbling. As always, the chief works to make the manufactory a place where commoners like me feel welcome. He's done the best for us, and I mean to do the best for him, if it means fighting that monster of a dragon. Food. Thank you for summoning everyone to the feast, and thank you for Father's message. Eat, drink, and be merry, my friends. Soon we shall introduce a very Sellen to the rage of the Machinist, for the manufactory and for Ishgard. For Ishgard! See how their eyes shine with determination? You are the perfect choice to act as my ambassador. Ever has your presence been a boon to the manufactory. I often wonder what would have become of us had you not chosen to walk the path of the Machinist. Though our next battle together will indeed be perilous, it shall also serve to demonstrate the pinnacle of our achievements. When Barry Sellen lies defeated in the snow, we will have accomplished a deed that Telgrinch and the Holy See believe nigh impossible. When you are ready to make history, join us at the site of the trial in Coerthas, Western Highlands. Food. Oh, this is awkwardly close to where Hunt spawn point is. Well, let's go, Rise of the Machinist. Lord Telgrinch, the Machinists are assembled. We now but await the arrival of the dreaded Very Sellen. Excellent. I'm accompanied by a priest of the Holy See who shall ensure that the trial proceeds in accordance with this guardian law. A wagon has also been provided to tempt the talons of your quarry. The observatorium has been tracking the creature's movements. According to their calculations, Very Sellen and its entourage should fly over this pass within the hour. Should the Machinist of the Sky Steel manufacturer satisfy the conditions of this trial by combat, either through victory or valorous death, then shall your innocence be proven and your honor redeemed. Should you choose to flee, however, I trust I need not elaborate further. We shall oversee proceedings from on high, that I might judge thine actions evenly and with uninterrupted view. May justice be served. Your reverence, pray do not avert your eyes should the scene become one of bloody carnage. I do not wish to deny these fine combatants a fair trial. Our strategy for the battle is thus. Hit these beasts with everything we have. Deploy every turret and shoot every bullet. We shall bury Selen under a hail of metal and fire. For the manufactory and for Ishgard. Excuse me. Okay. Not always ideal. Usually not ideal to do it on Red Shot, but I did it. Pray aid Celestial. His position is overrun. Too many of them. Gonna need help over here. Very Sullen commands an impressive number of minions. It's fine. Actually have a use for spread shot now. Ow! Funny, yeah. Okay, okay. Nice achievement. Bloody hells, it's massive! And that's the thing we gotta kill? As Manufacturer Chief, I have but one order for you all. Survive the battle. Yeah, I've seen bigger. Machinist, protect the fallen. Why do this? Why protect me? Should you but allow the dragons to do their bloody work, you'd be free to pursue your agenda. And few could argue that you had earned it, but after the grief you have caused, I should take what is left of your corpse and string it up for the target practice. But if my machinists are truly to be the spear and shield of Ishgard, we must defend all our citizens with equal zeal. I fear that excessive association with commoners has softened your brain. The oath you have sworn, however, is indeed a knightly one. If you're done yapping, Lord Telegrunch, we're a bit bloody busy here. Wag that tongue again, it'll be the first thing I put a bullet through. You'd best heed their warning, old Bellajoy is not one to give voice to idle threats. Until this day, I've but observed your battles from afar. What a perfect opportunity for me to evaluate your skills from a more intimate perspective. By the Furies, he's still speaking! Leave him, Joy. We have more pressing matters to attend to. Let's shoot the path to the foes arrayed before us. Protect Telegrunch and defeat the Dargans. Telegrunch, see it. So, see the Telegrunch. Arya, we shall see the very sullen. There's a little weird lag right now. It's not quite the scene I envisioned. So they come quickly, Arya, to Telegrunch's side. I was wildfiring, and I have the big bat on me. Can't hold them all. Will you prove me right, Machinist? Well, I'm not protecting you very well, apparently. So just drag that right onto you. It's fine. Our foe has become desperate. Oh, I don't need to AoE right now. Maybe I should, you know, help. drill into the big guy. No, the only the big guys left anyway. Another arrow blast. Easy peasy. Done it, the damnable beast is dead. I thank you for saving my life. The accusation against you shall, of course, be withdrawn. As a further token of my gratitude, I will offer you a boon. Speak your wish, and I shall do all within my power to grant it. A boon? You think one little favor will wipe the ledger clean of your steam and shite? Fortunately, my heart has but one desire. I will have your oath that henceforth you shall no longer oppose the rise of the Machinist, and never again seek to interfere in the operation of the Sky Steel manufactory. Is that all? No chest or coin, no promises of power. The workings of your mind are truly an enigma to me. We shall have my word on this, nevertheless. Indeed, we shall discover the best means by which your fine machinist might contribute to Ishgard's defenses. 'Tis only from behind the sturdy front line that the machinist's full potential is realized. Together with your knights, however, we will change the face of war. Of course, you cannot yet do without the masters of the battlefield. May we strike fear into the hearts of our enemies and ensure that the continued prosperity of the Holy See. Fare you well, Lord Stephanivian. Well, that's that then. Thanks for letting me join you on this one, boss. I think I'm ready to move on now. Joy, your aim's as sharp as your harpy tongue. Good luck, class. I nominate you to take over as Master of Marksmanship. Arya, you're too bleeding quiet, but your weapons speak loud enough, I suppose. Keep firing like you do, and I reckon new students will flock to the workshop to follow in your footsteps. Are you truly leaving us? I've never been the kind of bloke that sticks in one place for too long. You've treated me well at the workshop. Better than I deserve, I reckon. It's time I weighed anchor. Be seeing you then. Should your travels bring you back to Ishgard, know you will always have a place at the manufactory, my friend. Shall we be on our way as well? Yeah, this is certainly a spot because, like, they're like right over here. Is a hunt spawn point. Not the first time Machinist Quest has been like, plonk, you're right next to a hunt. Well, an extraordinary turn of events. With these troubles behind us, however, I feel the age of mystery has finally arrived. And you, Arya, have all but outgrown the manufactory. With Ronstal's departure, there are none who might compete with your skills at firearms. Pray take the lessons you have learned and make known the machinist trade in every corner of Eorzea. You are, of course, welcome to return to us whenever you desire. We shall be here, ever serving Ishgard as her deadliest spear and sturdiest shield. Ah, before I forget, Ronstal asked that I encourage you to push the limits of your marksmanship. I believe exact words were, so that you can blast through any pile of shite what might stand in your way. I'm getting better at that accent, don't you think? You learn new marksmanship techniques. Heated Slugshot. This concludes the Machinist quest for Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. You must have completed the main scenario quest, The Far Edge of Fate. Once you've done so, the next Machinist quest will be available from Stephanivian. AKA Stormblood quests are available for Machinist, except I'm not level 70. So, you know. Point is, this was a long one. But again, it's 30 levels of quests instead of just the normal 10. Ah, Heavensward jobs. Good thing I don't plan to touch Dark Knight anytime soon. Probably will eventually, but... Anyway. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider tossing a like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe click the bell for notifications. Also be sure to check out the description below. Various links, social media, Discord. Come hang out, get notifications there as well. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!